All right, so we're going to finish up this lesson talking about subtracting. Now, in the last video we added, and I took you back a little old school where you had to line up everything and add vertically like you did in elementary school. For subtracting, you're going to do the same thing, except for there's one other rule that you have to remember other than you can only add the like terms. Rule number 2 is when you're subtracting, you have to change, whoops, I can't spell, change the sign of the terms in the second polynomial, okay? Got to change the signs of, actually, let me say, all the terms, because I know a lot of y'all aren't going to be paying attention. You'll just like change the sign of the first one. Man, whenever you decide to wake up and like do what you're supposed to do instead of waiting for me to like hold your hand or something, that's cool. But if you don't change the sign of all the terms and check and make sure that you do it, then the entire problem is going to be wrong. So the choice is yours. You know, you do it right the first time and pay attention, or you just wait and I'll just show you how to do it, I guess, you know, when I see you fail a mastery check or something. But basically, that's the only difference between adding and subtracting, is that when you're subtracting, you know that you're going to have a polynomial subtracted by a polynomial. Well, this second polynomial, this negative sign is pretty much switching the signs of everything in here. It's the same as if we were multiplying by a -1. There's an invisible 1 in front. And so if we're going to line everything up vertically like we did to add, before I can do that, I got to switch the signs of all the polynomials in my second one to make sure that the signs are correct when I subtract. Okay? So here's what it looks like. Example 4. You've got 7x cubed minus 3x plus 1 minus x cubed plus 4x squared minus 2. So this is the polynomial where you have to switch the signs. It's the second one. The first one is fine, so you can go ahead and rewrite it. 7x cubed minus 3x plus 1. But before you rewrite, bring this one down, you got to switch the signs. So this sign is positive, which means I got to make it negative when I bring it down to set it up vertically. This is a positive 4x squared. Look, do you see a 4x squared in my first term? I don't either. That's not a mistake. That means that we need to push everything over and make room for the 4x squared. So watch this. I hope you're writing with the pencil, right? I'm going to put a place for the x squared. All right, we'll put a 0 there because I don't want you to try to add something that's not there. So I'm just going to push this into place so I have somebody to line up my 4x squared with. So I'm just going to push this over. And now let's go back. This is a positive x squared, x cubed. I got to switch the sign and it makes it a negative. This is a positive 4x squared. I switch the sign and make it a negative. This is a -2. I don't have a 0, I don't have an x term, so you'll just put a 0x here. Doesn't matter if it's positive or negative. If that's a -2, we make it a +2. Now you're ready to draw your line and add vertically. There's an invisible 1 right here. 7 minus 1, 6x cubed. This really doesn't even, it's 0. Minus 4, x squared. -3 plus 0, -3x. 1 plus 2, +3. There's your answer. Okay? So watch out for these sneaky, tricky ones where you're missing a term. If you have a term in one polynomial that's not in the other, you just got to push this and make room for it and just give it a 0 place. And you kind of did that in elementary school, but you didn't realize it. Okay? Just make a 0 place for it so you can line everything up nice and pretty. All right, for letter B, and we won't do a C, we'll just do letter B. Letter B, I have 3x squared plus 4x minus 1. Can you see that? Minus, where'd it go? x squared minus x minus 2. So let's go ahead and start. I'm going to rewrite the first one. Nice and neat. Line everything up. And then we're going to switch the signs of our second. Switch signs. So if this is a positive x squared, it becomes a negative x squared. If this is a negative x, it becomes a positive x. If this is a negative 2, it becomes a positive 2. Now, luckily, everything lined up. We don't have any zeros. So now let's just add. 3 minus 1, 2x squared. 4 plus 1, positive 5x. Negative 1 plus 2, positive 2. And there's your answer.